In fact, let's try and get some perspective on the back of the way the acquisition is played out for Cipla. Sarabjit Kaur Nagra, Vice President Research at Angel Broking, joining in today. Sarabjit, thanks so much for taking the time out. Your take as far as the Cipla acquisition that we picked up in the morning and what it means for the company?
See, acquisition is positive, and prime reason is primarily because Cipla, unlike it's only one of the only large players which doesn't have enough presence in US, which is the largest market for export destination. Even if you look at Sun Pharma, Lupin, they have almost 30 to 40% of their revenues coming, 50% coming from US. So Cipla, on contrast, is just 8% of its last year revenues coming from US. So there was a need from them to enhance that, and in a given scenario, there are only two ways: either to increase the product portfolio or to do acquisition. So this acquisition helps them in two fronts. One is that it gives them a product portfolio, though the basket is not very huge. It's just 30 products which are lying to be launched over the next 4 years. So it's but the F2F is looks strong. They have first filers with sales of around $8 billion. So I think the valuation that they've paid is mainly because of FTF. And given the fact that it gives them a front end, there is a couple of manufacturing units also available, but given that it's an Indian company, that is not that significant, attractive proposition to buy a company. So I think it's just for a front end, and they have done two acquisitions. One is more towards the wholesale market, and other one is more towards the institution market. Institution is a smaller one. It's just a $30 billion million sale company. So overall, if I have to sum up the acquisition, though I'm not sure of the profitability number that the company has not disclosed so far, so I'm not sure whether it is what they have indicated. It's a healthy cash generating business. So I assuming it has a decent profitability profile, and it will be EPS accretive. So a decent profitability profile will be net margins of around ranging from 5 to 10%. I guess that's my guess estimate. I'm not sure about those numbers, but still, if those are the numbers, still I think it will be EPS accretive for sure, and definitely it will give a leg up in terms of numbers on revenue front and some boost to the profitability also. So overall, net in terms of whether it was expensive, I think it's decently valued. It's not neither expensive, neither very cheaply done. So net, I think overall neutral to positive kind of a development. Decently positive, I would say, not very hugely positive, because the pipeline and the bandwidth over there is pretty small actually.
You know, certainly the other interesting bit out here is when we talk about the way they're planning to fund it as well. We caught up with the management earlier. They said that they'll probably release more details in the next couple of days or so. But any sense that you were picking up as to how they plan to fund this and if they're in a comfortable position for that?
See, in terms of pharma companies, most of these guys fund it through debt only, and the prime reason is they are cash-rich companies. They are doling out. I mean, it's a pretty old company doling out ROEs in excess of 20% for a pretty long time. So it has a huge cash back on the balance sheet, and also even if your debt to equity is 0.2. So I have not come across any pharma company doing any exotic instrument to buy a company unless it's a very huge company which they can't fund it on the balance sheet. So I guess it will be cash funded acquisition, probably with the help of a loan, and which they can probably apply for a debt, because debt to equity is pretty comfortable there. So debt to equity stands for the company at 0.2 FY15. So I guess I think they will be able to fund it decently through internal accruals and through debt also.
In terms of the real synergies out there, Sarabjit, when we talk about Cipla from this deal, what do you believe? Because I was reading the press release earlier, they spoke about the fact that the government and the institutional business is where they'll get decent inroads via this acquisition. So in terms of verticals, in terms of areas where they'll start seeing real synergies with this acquisition, what do you believe are those going to be?
See, synergies, in terms of product portfolio, see, it is one of the acquisition, as I mentioned, is towards institutional, which is directly supplying to hospitals, and other which is smaller one. The other one is into CNS and lifestyle kind of generic portfolio. So I guess it will add to their current portfolio. Secondly, I don't know whether they haven't mentioned it because the company they've acquired already has 3 manufacturing facilities. So I'm not sure, but I guess it's a front end which they can use to slowly pumping in more products from Indian market. I mean Indian manufacturing. So possibly that could be one plus over a long period of time. I don't think that should happen on a short period of time. So in terms of, that's what I said, I'm not sure over the profitability part of the business because they haven't shared that part. But going by their commentary, I think if it's a decent profitability business, I think like even Taro, Sun has done Taro acquisition. So over there, Taro is adding significantly to Sun's numbers. So depending on the profitability profile, if they're saying it's decently profitable, it's already contributing. So more can be done if they start using leverage that their market share of the acquired company and start pumping in products from Indian markets also. So those will be long-term drivers, I guess. So.
Any call as far as the counter is concerned, Saurabh ji, very quickly, we just are running out of time. If you can give us a quick rating and target price in Cipla?
See, as before acquisition, we are kind of neutral only because we believe the stock has already done its bit in terms of moving up. But after the acquisition, I think there could be upside of around 8 to 10%, I guess, on the stock. I guess that's where I would like to leave it on the stock.
All right, sir. It's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for stopping by today and sharing that view as far as Cipla is concerned and how you're reading into those developments. We'll take a quick break. Coming up on the other side, CRISIL believes the RBI's draft guidelines to compute base rate will hit banks' profitability. Pawan Agarwal, Chief Analytical Officer at CRISIL, will be joining in. Stay tuned.